Hi, Shell. And hello to all the other wonderful weirdos watching. So, we're not off to a good start. Because, okay, elephant in the room. Okay, so I didn't finish, I didn't get any time to talk about this before leaving. I was busy. It was a lot of work this week. So, we're here currently for this week's short story. And I did have to leave my book behind just to make room. But we're not off to a good start because I'm kind of failing to see the point of this one. So The Man from Mars. I genuinely thought this was going to be like Men are from Mars, Women are from Venus, that type of thing, but that would have been actually better, but right. So there was no point to this story. There wasn't much morals that I can figure out. Is not even a proper conclusion even. I can't. It's just something that happens to be something odd that happened to somebody, but there wasn't anything to, I don't know. So the one time I remember a protagonist's name, I bet I'm going to get it wrong. So we're following Christine. At least I think I'm going to get it wrong because I don't have the book to look it up again. But so we are following Christine. She is rich. She will say she's not, but I think she's just surrounded by other rich people to make her think that she's not rich. She is definitely rich. The reason why I know she's rich, she has a girl. It's a servant. She has a maid. She has a maid with the family. Her parents brought her back from another country. We're also dealing with this. This family is that type of family. I'm not racist. I have a person of color friend. I hated this story for that. Okay. This is one adding to the frustration of. So she's rich and oblivious in her fucking privilege. Anyways. This man walks up to her and basically is just asking for directions, and she's just pointing to the building, but he's just like handing her a piece of paper and she has to draw a map. This bloke is annoying. She should have phoned the police sooner, because she literally, after writing her name because he asks for it, and the entire time she was just like, I'm just doing my bit for internationality, helping the people visiting the country. What? The fact that you have to think that you have to do your bit instead of just be genuinely nice to somebody? Mate, just be nice to people. Give them directions if they need directions. Tell them that they're stepping out of line if they're stepping out of line. Just... Mate, what the hell is doing your bit? Yeah, so she's very, very frustrating. But she can't get rid of this bloke who has suddenly taken her tennis racket off her and is walking with her, because all of a sudden he's become enamored with the attention he's just received because she's reciprocated answering questions. To the point where she decides to leg it to her bus stop, tram stop, I can't remember, but she's trying to get away from him. But he runs with her. Good grief. Good bloody grief. So she does not have it in her to tell him, please, no, I don't want to be followed. Yeah, she was able to wrestle her tennis racket back, but what the hell? If a bloke is doing this, tell him to go away. It's not doing your bit. Great. And he is creepy. He is just so creepy. Oh, he's stalking her now. He is full on stalking. Because he managed to freaking find her, like, telephone number in the phone book. Yes, it is set in the past where there's still phone books. And managed to phone up her house after one interaction. And somehow, because her mother, oh my god, her mother is frustrating. Because her mother is like that rich person who was just like trying to marry off her daughters. You must find a man, dear. Oh god, I hate her. I hate her. I hate everybody in this story. Because he's basically phoned up and he's coming to tea. It's kind of how I know she's so fecking rich. Because she has afternoon tea in the garden with him, and oh my god. When she was bringing the cakes out, or trying to get the cakes out, because she didn't want to be like she wants to be a little bit self-reliant, but the girl that they've hired and is constantly referred to as the girl instead of maid, housekeeper, I don't know what the official term is, but what is it with rich people and hiring serving people? It's like that undercurrent of like taking somebody from another country as well just to be that servant. It's not because they can't find good help at home. Honestly, fucking hell, I hate rich people. Eat the rich. Anywho. So, putting my frustration to one side just to get through this. He has set up a camera and is just like, look this way, please, and has taken a picture. And then he's like fiddling with the picture, like the camera again. And then in the second one, he literally like puts his arm around her, his cheeks up against her, and this is without her permission. I cannot stress enough. She has freaking no clue how to set boundaries and say no. And I hate it. I absolutely hate it. And on top of this, I don't know what she looks like. She is because she's got this like mindset of the keeping up appearances. I don't know what her body type is because she keeps saying she's fat and large, but that's in her head, and the rich kind of have a different skewed reality on what women should look like and how thin is acceptable. Because I would consider myself average, and on a lot of scales that I see online, it would be considered overweight because I do have a bit of body fat, but I am average. So I'm assuming she's kind of like me, bit of body fat, and that's fine. She's very athletic, she plays tennis and loves it, but my goodness, I cannot tell if she's actually what her body type is because she is so in her own head about it. because I know what it's like growing up, especially in the noughties, where there's like a beauty standard, and if you don't meet said beauty standard, you're either ugly, fat, and spotty. And that's kind of how society is. And when your parent, a particular parent, is pushing said standard upon you, it's frustrating, and it does actually sink in a little, and it's very difficult to stop thinking that. So yeah, I've grown up believing I was fat when I'm average, and it's taken a lot of work to stop thinking that and have a bit more positivity. Oh my God, I think she's at that point in her life because she is like young adult going into she's in college, and it's just, I think it's that very like self-critical, unsure of yourself, and so she's just very frustrating to be in the mind of. Good grief. But this is a story about a stalker. And this is just like added on top of. And it's just very frustrating. It's very, very, very frustrating because her own body negativity image of herself is just kind of being included in the conversation of, he's following me around, he's obsessed with me. But what is it about me exactly? Nobody follows me around. Look at me, type of thing. And it's just, maybe don't think so negatively of yourself to the point where, because I think that's why she responded the way she did at the end. It's not great because but before we get there, she's trying to avoid him. And every single time she sees him outside her bloody campus, outside her building, she's trying to run away. She's just running, and he's keeping up. She's found routes to try and give him the slip, like in the entrance of one building, try and go at the toilet, but actually slip out the back. And he actually clocked onto that a few times, and it's just like, somehow she is not going to the damn police. If somebody is chasing after you because they just want to talk, but every time she confronts him all right, what the hell do you want to say? He doesn't. So yeah, this is somebody who got a little bit of attention and then became obsessed, and she's not going to the police until finally he appears in her back garden thinking she's home because her parents have gone out and she didn't want to be there by herself, so she went to her sister's and for the weekend. And so he appeared in the garden, freaked out the girl, who is also pregnant, by the way, and that's when they get the police involved, because the person who is working for them is now freaked. Yeah, this has gone on for way longer than it should have. She should have phoned, like gone to a bloody policeman. So they kind of say, right, tomorrow, when is he going to be there? Because then we can nab him when he's outside the campus building. And for some particular reason, there's no conflict. It's just the plan goes through. She walks up to him, has a chat, and then the police, he's a bit suspicious of her because she's been avoiding him up until now. And now she's suddenly talking to him, so he just is a little sussed out by that. But 2 cops turn up and take him away, and he has to go to Montreal because that's what he's got. He's got a study visa or something, and he's got to stay there. But they do eventually phone her up to say that he's finally been deported because he started pulling the same shit in Montreal. yeah. So it wasn't much to the story besides rich girl who's very in her head about her own appearances, and that she's not the best daughter because the other two, her other two older sisters have already married and had kids, and etc. etc. But she goes through life wondering what happened to him, and then the Great War happened, and she's constantly looking through the faces, but they all look the same to her. They all look the same to her. Yeah. So she can't find him, and yeah. So yeah, there was a Great War, and she's just combing through. She's still somehow like curious to see how he's got up to, but at the same time, it's just like, dude, he managed to stalk you. You don't want to stalk him. The hell? So yeah, I'm not impressed by the story. I'm not impressed. Like, I don't. There wasn't even anything to like signify what the story was like truly about, but it just ended up being a stalker. Just a stalker, and it getting resolved. That's in such a boring way as well, because it was just so matter of fact, and it's just like, I got very annoyed that she didn't phone the police sooner. That, like, she even had her friends be on a lookout for him, and none of them even said police. Gee, I don't know. It just became one of those stories that there's not really much point. When I was reading it, I couldn't find the point, because she should have called the police sooner, and it wasn't signifying anything like that. There wasn't anything in the writing that I could tell. It was just like, matter of fact, here we go. This is what happened to this one person, but later on in life, she's just... Okay, I'm constantly knocking this, and it's getting annoying because I've got a button on my sleeve. So yeah, I wasn't... I was just getting annoyed by the story. If you got a stalker, please phone the police. Jeez, it's just one of those things that should not carry on as long as months. Yeah, so Margaret Atwood, I had high hopes for, and this was my start. This was my start into her work, and I'm not impressed. I'm not happy. So I'm kind of hoping the following short stories just get better or something. I don't know. It just seems like, because even this story didn't feel like it had a solid conclusion or a proper wrapping up of the story. It just didn't work. I don't know. It just seemed aimless and no point to it. I don't know. It just seemed like one person's telling of a stalker tale. That's literally it. And even at the end, it wasn't like getting over that in any way, shape, or form. It just seemed like this rich person is just a little internally racist through the whole thing. Because, yeah, was not impressed. So, yeah. So that was this week's short story. I'm really looking forward to getting back to the Book of Witches right now. Don't think I've had a single thing go wrong with that book so far, so right now I'm not doing the best start to Short Story Saturdays, unfortunately, so yeah. Anyways, hopefully this short story collection will pick up, because I'm kind of... oh dear. There was some nice wordings of things, but all in all, still not impressed. It was just really annoying being inside the head of a rich person. So anyways, bye, Shell, and bye to all you other wonderful weirdos watching. Let's hoping it gets better from here.